All right, so I think peak analog horror might be starting to make a comeback. So, let's start yapping a little bit here. I did not like what's been going on with analog horror. I think it's been very like lately. It hasn't really been intricate. A lot of it's just been like, okay, what can I do to scare you? Be a little bit more intrusive. And a lot of times too, it's just like, what can I throw on that's going to be like an interesting filter? Like a lot of analog horror, what it do a lot of times is instead of like setting up an interesting storyline or a basis for one that you actually want to be grounded in or care about, it's okay, let's throw some scary shit in your face and maybe you'll give a fuck. And I don't think that's the way that horror works. I don't think that just throwing an existential crisis in your face is going to make you care. I'll give an example. When you have characters you don't care in a horror movie, what do? You usually honestly root for the villain. Now, I'm not saying obviously you're like, oh, I love serial killers. I'm not saying that. But like, it comes to the point where it's like, okay, what's the next kill? What's the next kill? What's the next kill? Because you don't even give a shit about the character, right? Kind of the same thing here, where a lot of these analog horror things just aren't really hitting the same way, and yeah, you'll kind of sit there and you'll start losing that same kick or the bite that it's giving you. And there are some good ones, but like the best one I can think of that kind of fell off is Mandela Catalog. That was peak, everyone loved it, and slowly it wasn't grounded in itself as it should have been, and people lost interest. I don't really blame them either. Now, there were some other ones I can think of, like I think it was like Vita Carnus or something like that, and then another one that I really enjoyed, not because it was inherently good, but it had a very, like, the latest episode it had was actually pretty good. It was, a lot of people gave it a hard time. It's like suburban horror or something like that. The latest episode they did was pretty good. I like that, actually. But there's been a lot of other copies that haven't really hit the same, and it's really nice because I do think that it kind of revitalized a lot of YouTube horror specifically, but I want to see something interesting, and I've been wanting to see something interesting that won't just irritate me. The closest we've got, in my opinion, is just been a lot of, like, FNAF type ARG, like, analog horror, and, like, listen, man, I like FNAF, it's okay, but, like, I'm not a fanboy by any means, and a lot of this stuff is just, it's like, oh, it's the spooky FNAF footage, like, why do I care? You can't just give me something scary and then tell me to care. Like, I actually have to care about why it's grounded or why it's disturbing, right? This one that I'm about to show you, in my opinion, it is done very well. It gives off a creepy undertone, and it feels kind of rough around the edges, and that's why I kind of like it, because it gives me more of a old-timey YouTube vibe, where it's like, you can tell this isn't by someone that has a huge studio. This is small, and I like that. So, without further ado with my yapping, Foxymations is a YouTube channel, okay? They've got a good amount of subscribers, which I'm kind of surprised by. However, the video that I'm going to be talking about today is actually from a series that they've been working on, okay? And it is The Three Little Pigs, analog horror. So, I mean, it isn't a thing, but, like, essentially, they've had a lot of videos that they've made, that have grown, that are mainly from the FNAF area. Okay, let's just say that. And they're not bad. Like, they have grown, they have gone, a good amount of views. But that's not, like, the main reason why I'm trying to discuss this video with you. The main reason, obviously, like, what they're trying to do now, which I think is, I would say, more special, and is what we need to focus on when it comes to horror. Now, it starts out with two other videos. One, I believe, is Little Red Riding Hood. The next one is Little Red Riding Hood, Where Have You Been? And then there's this one, okay, which is The Three Little Pigs. There is a little bit more of a story. If you want to get that, watch the other two. I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched those yet. So, like, if this video does well, then I might watch other ones. I'm probably going to watch on my own time. But I just want to talk about this one specific one, because I didn't even hear about it from just a YouTube algorithm. I actually heard about it because I was watching TikTok late night, okay? So I was watching this TikTok, and there is one specific scene, okay? And I'm actually just going to show it to you because I really want you to understand how interesting it is. Let me just, okay, let me do this. Hold on. So essentially the scene that I'm going to be talking about is, there is a part at the end that is very, disturbing in the way that the depiction of what each pig represents and how they're going to deal with essentially the big bad wolf coming in is going to be handled, okay? If you don't know the story of the Three Little Pigs, I'm sorry, I'm going to, like, spoil this, okay? If you don't know that, I'm like, dude, what is your childhood? What is your childhood, honestly? But, obviously, each little pig, obviously, it's like, okay, straw, sticks, and then brick. Why did I struggle? Why did I struggle on that? But, like, so that's what they had to do. And the different renditions they have on, like, that growth and the more macabre nature of it getting into that, I really liked. Especially since it's in the context of what I've seen is a children's series, a children's show, okay? You're kind of like playing like a Dora type esque where it's like, oh, can you find this? My piggy, do I choose the wood or the stick house? Like, I think it's stupid, but it's done well. It's done very well. I also like that you can tell that each and every single thing that is done here is done by hand. You can see a lot of different interesting POVs that are very well done. But I saw this again because of TikTok, and it threw my attention. It grabbed it immediately, like down to my soul. So, I decided to watch this whole thing on stream. Okay, and I'm going to show you one scene. Okay, this one scene is exactly what's going to be perfect to, I would say, demonstrate what this is. If you don't want to get spoiled, hey, I'm going to leave it a link down to the video in the description below. Okay, so watch that first if you want to. Okay, I think it's really good. I think it's very fun. If you've been waiting for something that's just, again, I don't think it's any like crazy storytelling, but there's clearly some lore being led up here. There's clearly some things that are interconnected. And it doesn't waste your time, in my opinion. There are a few spots where it kind of waits, but it doesn't feel like it is out of place to me. And I feel like everything is clearly leading up to something. And when you do wait, the payoff is good to me. Again, macabre, but it's done well. And I like that a lot. So, this is what I'm going to show you. Who's there? If it's really you, appear at the window. That's fucked. Oh, that's creepy. Dude, that is actually genuinely fucking creepy. What the fuck? World of Warships! As you can tell, kind of messed up. Very messed up. Spoilers, obviously, were there. But what I will say is that, oh my gosh. Seeing that, they could have done so many different things. And again, that's like the second one. So, like, they could have just been like, okay, we're going to kill him. Or, okay, we're going to just show this be brutal. But, like, the fact that clearly the buildup to this wolf antagonist being this thing that wants to torment these pigs, not just kill them, but torment them genuinely. It almost gives off a symbolic nature of, like, okay, is this just like the epitome of evil here? Is this something that is going to be like haunting them like throughout generations? Because clearly it doesn't seem like this wolf is out to just eat them, right? It is out to hurt them. And I think that's a very interesting thing to think about in this series. Again, I'm just yapping as an outsider. I'm not telling you this as like someone that's actually like been like deep in the series. I'm saying this as someone that, hey, you don't need to be a massive nerd in the series to enjoy it. Okay, that's my main thing about these horror series. Don't get me wrong, it's very fun to dive in. I think you should. I do that with a lot of other things, and I think that, when you actually do kind of like sink your teeth in, you're going to get a much better understanding, and you're going to enjoy it because of that, because it's more special to you now, because you actually are able to kind of go through the journey with yourself. However, I don't like the fact that a lot of horror nowadays, especially analog horror, it feels very gatekept. And if you don't understand the intrinsic things going on, then you're not a part of the group. And I think this brings back that horror element that, hey, if you still don't know what the fuck is going on, you're still going to get some kind of value out of this. And that's what I want for you guys. Not to just be trying to find some kind of codes in there or some kind of meaning behind, like, oh, if you look for this one little second, something creepy might happen. It's not that. It actually is something that I would say is macabre. So, and the nice thing too is if you watch it, there are a lot of very interesting ways that the way it's animated. It feels like every little image that you see was handcrafted, because I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. So if you haven't already, please go check it out. I think this is a great creator that is going to be on the rise. And I mean, that last little piggies, there was a 3 Little Pigs analog horror thing that only came out 2 weeks ago, and it's already out over 1 million views. And I'm sure it's going to keep climbing, especially with the way this series is going. So I'm very happy about that. I've been waiting for an analog horror series that actually feels genuine and not just like it's there to be like, oh, I'm part of the analog horror community, woohoo. So check it out. Genuinely, I think the thing's very good. If you've already seen it, please let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, or maybe I yapped a little too much about like other series that you thought were really good as well. But again, it's not so much that like I don't like the other ones inherently just completely. It's just the fact that like, I want something that is going to make sure that the community doesn't die out or doesn't just get brain rotted. I don't want the slop to take over. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, so as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, smile, keep it up, and let's fight for a future so bright. Switch your eyes. My name is Blue, just signing out. I'll see you guys next video.
Subscribe to Blue Digit.
What?
Do it now.
Hello.
You are a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Subscribe to Blue Digit or else.